picking up from the keyword research video, let's take a look at how we can do our competition research. So our competition research is going to start with analyzing the SERP. We clicked that, it takes us over to Serp Checker, and now what we have is a list of where everybody is ranking and the layout of the page. I like to also double check my work by throwing this into an incognito window and searching for it. And you'll see that I've also got the 3-pack here. So we're going to make sure that we cover these. I am certain that in a business like, in a search like this for such a niche, it's such a localized area that the blended algorithm, as Brian Willey calls it, will be in play. What that basically means is the better you do in the 3-pack, the better you tend to do in organic and vice versa. It basically rewards you for having very well optimized content. So we're going to assume that that is in play, and since the Serp Checker doesn't show us the maps pack, or it didn't on this one, we're going to make sure that we get those. I will bet money that these are already going to be in the Serp Checker. We're just going to open it up just to make sure. So with that, let's get this to where it fits on the same page. We're going to say Yelp is not a competitor, Angie's List is not a competitor, HomeAdvisor not, MonsterTreeService.com certainly is. In fact, they are a big one that is a franchise. Then we've got AthensArborist.com that is. We've got Porterfield, Stump and Tree that is. 3 best rated is not. Bear's Tree Service certainly is. And we've got Layton's Tree Service. So Layton's Tree Service. All right. The ones from our 3-pack were Porterfield, Layton's, and New Urban Forestry. New Urban did not break into this one, and so we will, let's see if I load more, if they're just right after the front page. Gordon's, Mighty Fine. So, you know what? We'll just go ahead and add them. So it's New Urban Forestry. Another thing that likely represents is that I'm not sitting in downtown Athens, and so when the Serp Checker does its work, it's going to assume like a city center, and I'm pretty far. In fact, I'm not even in the same county. So Serp Checker is probably more accurate than my research, but we're going to use them just in case. Then we've got Gordon's Tree Service, and we've got Mighty Fine Tree Care. There are some others, but that's probably enough. We're not even going to go through all these for the purpose of the video, just to keep the video short. So probably only going to do the first 1 or 2. But all right, so now that we have this, we need to know everything that we can find out about each one of these. Okay, so if I go here and I click on that, it's going to give me that URL. I'm just going to copy and paste it right there. Athens Arborist is going to do the same thing. That actually goes to their homepage. And again, remember we talked in the keyword research video, I like seeing low domain authorities in the top 10. It means that there's going to be room for us to be able to rank here, and I like that. Porterfield, we'll grab that. I'm not going to make you sit through all these, so I'm just going to do one more. Bear's Tree Service, I'm going to grab that. Because I'm not actually going to go through all these on this video anyway, we're just going to stop there. All right, so now that I have them, what do I do with them? Well, if I go to Link Miner or if I go to Site Profiler, it's going to give me some very, very useful information. So what I'm going to do is give you a glimpse, finding the backlinks. All right, so this page, you can see all these different metrics. Citation flow is from Majestic. Trust flow is from Majestic. It'll show you the active backlinks. This is also from Majestic. And keep in mind that this number and this number may end up being different. The reason is this is historic and this is fresh. There's more information on this in a link at the bottom of this page if you're watching this on the website. So that I don't have to go with it. Basically, you're going to use this one, right? You're going to use the fresh one. But what this does, this is awesome. It tells you how many links are coming back into this page, and it will also tell you a couple other things like follow, do not follow. So I want to show you a way that I like to use this. First, I like to rerun this by not checking one link per referring domain. And what that means is if one domain is linking back to you multiple times, that checkbox will only show it once. Typically, the more time, it is better to have 10 websites that link to your page one time each than it is to have one website that links to your page 50 times. It's just better to have unique websites. So that's why by default, this is checked on. And so it's important to know that, but I like to just have an idea. So we got 37 links, but we really have 85 in the historic backlinks. It's because we've expanded this pretty greatly, and also because this is historic. It's not just in the last couple months. But the next thing I like to do is I like to say, let's just see only the active. And so you see that went down to 63. And then let's just see only the do follows. And so the reason that becomes important is because these are the most impactful. A do follow link that is still active is the most impactful when it comes to passing link equity or link juice back to your backlinks, back through your backlinks to your page. And so what I like to do is I like to understand how many we might be able to go after. So a couple right off the bat that I see are Oconee Chamber of Commerce, and you might see that it's actually listed a couple of times in here. Oconee.chamberofcommerce.me, Oconee.chamberofcommerce.me. So that's why if we go back to the do follows and the active, that's why that's checked by default. This gives us a list. We got 16 that we might want to actually go after. And so what you do is Chamber of Commerce. Well, how do you get on there? You join the chamber. This is a 301 redirect. And so it looks like it will just blankly redirect. That's monstertreeservice.com/Athens. It did just bump us over from ymonster.com directly over to Monster Tree Service. So that's what a 301 is. It basically just means it's a hard redirect. Business.athensga/list search alpha. So check this out. If we were to click on that, this might be a directory that we want to get listed in, since it's in, and this is the Athens area Chamber of Commerce. So we've got Oconee, which is a surrounding county. It's actually the county that I'm in. And then we've got the Athens area, which is a different chamber. And so we could see in here, and by the way, they give you a snapshot over here. If you wanted to see where on the page it is, you can just scroll down, or you can switch it to your desktop view. And if you have that pulled up, you can see, if I get down there far enough, there it is. Monster Tree Service of Athens. So, and by the way, the anchor text right here will show you visit website. That's the link. So that's it right there. The anchor text is helpful, like Go Services. I would really like my anchor text to be the page that I'm trying to, or the term that I'm trying to rank for, like tree service, tree removal service, whatever. So the next thing that I like to do, and this is just kind of going above and beyond, is I like to put a search, a Google search operator on here. And so what I like to say is site : and then search it again. And that shows up as a result. So that shows me that that is indexed by Google. And so if you do that, you can really start getting a list of the backlinks that you might want to target in order to get pushed back to your site. And you can sort these by this link strength. And that's a metric that Mangools has come up with. Basically, it's a combination of some Moz metrics between citation flow and trust flow. But basically, what I can do is sort high to low, and I might start with these. So these are do follow links. They're still active, and they're the highest link strength that we have. It's an easy way for me to filter out which ones I want to go after first. So that one's a 301 from a ymonster.com. I guarantee you they own that one. Monster Tree Service is from Best Services Now. So let's check that one out and see what that would take. So Best Services. First off, let's see if it's indexed. It is not indexed. So I would not go after that one, at least not at first. So not all of your links need to be indexed, all your backlinks. It certainly helps a lot, and so I target them first. And they also don't all have to be do follow. I like to target do follow and index links first because they pass the most link equity. They're going to have the fastest result for you when it comes to boosting up your page. So I like to go after the do follows and the index links first, but keep in mind that it's unnatural to have a link profile where the only thing in there is do follow links, because that would mean nobody's sharing you on social media. If you see something on like Twitter or on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, there are always no follow links. And since there are no follow link, you would still expect, Google would still expect, for a business to be getting some of those backlinks from social media. So it looks unnatural if all of your link profile, all of your backlinks are do follow links. It would just look unnatural. So I just start with them. That's why I started with this filter. But that's kind of how I go after which backlinks to go after, like which backlinks I want to look at. If we were to look at, I bet you Athens Arborist has a much different. Yeah, so their top link strength going back to this page is an 8. And it's from athensarborist.net. It's their other site. It's also been deleted. So let's say if we went with active and we went with do follow, there's only 8 total according to Majestic, and there's only 2 that are in here, and both of them have a link strength of 0. So this is great news. This tells us that they are likely not ranking because of their backlink profile. That's great news for us. Let's see if Porterfield is anything similar. Yeah, 7 backlinks. And if I were to go in here and say I only want active and I only want do follow, there's only 2. This tells us where we need to start going and getting our backlinks from. And it tells us that the backlinks are not the #1 thing that's ranking them, which means that if we get some good backlinks and we have better optimized content using Serp or SEO or something similar, it means we're going to be able to actually outrank these people. That's great news. I really like to see that. So let's use Athens Arborist and let's go one more place. Let's go into Site Profiler. All right, so this gives me an entire overview profile of that competition. So their domain authority is a 12. That's good. It's not very high. It's going to be easy for us to be able to match that. Page authority changes, basically your page authority. If you go to a subpage like athensarborist.com/tree service or whatever, that would give you the page authority of that specific page. Citation flow and trust flow are a link, or it's a metric from Majestic, which does a lot of backlinking profiles. There's more information below that you can look into to see how that's calculated. Basically, the higher the better. And if we look at their backlinks, you can see their backlink profile. You can see how many they have versus how many they've lost. You know what? Let's use, just to show you a stronger profile, let's use Monster Tree Service /Athens. 37 domain authority, 24 page authority. We go to their backlinks. You see they have 5 active backlinks. They've in the last 4 months, they've got 5, and they've lost 8. So these would be the 4 that I want to start targeting, right? And so we can go back into our link miner profile and find those exact 5 backlinks. And if it's not a site they own, we'd like to be able to reach out and target those same backlinks and get more active backlinks than they have. They've lost 8. We would like to perhaps go pick up some of those depending on what the backlink was. This is their total backlinks that we've already talked about. You can go to show all backlinks and it will actually show them. It opens it back up into Link Miner. If you wanted to filter these, you could say, I want to filter out just by link strength. You could say anything by the source URL, etc. It's a great way for you to be able to do this. Top content. They actually don't have enough for us to get the top content in the competition. This shows you other competitors that the Mangles believes they have. Edge Tree Service is one. Because this is a franchise, they have a lot of franchises in other cities as well. So these may or may not be applicable. They would be more applicable to like Athens Tree Arborist or something like that. So between Link Miner and the Site Profiler, you get a really good idea of the strength of the competition. And that tells us that we want like what it's going to take to outrank them. So to outrank them, we're going to need more authority, which is your domain authority, your page authority, your citation flow, your trust flow, etc. You're going to need more of that. And or you're going to need more optimized content. And there's a balancing act there. There's a ratio, right? Because they're a 37, I don't necessarily have to be a 38. I could be a 33 and have much better optimized content and still outrank them. Alternatively, I could be a 46 and have slightly less optimized content and still potentially outrank them. So it's not a one or the other. You need to really work on both. And this is a great way to get a picture, especially from a backlink standpoint, on how much you're going to need. So what we've done here in this Google sheet is we've gone and said for this, we're just going to do this top row. So we've got a 37, we've got a 24, we've got a 24, and we've got a 15. Their total number of backlinks, we're going to go with 38. And then for these, I go back through, and that's where I was using the filters in Link Miner. And so we'll open that back up. This is where I start searching through the total for the active and do follow. That's what that means. Total do / active backlinks. That's what that means. And so with that, it's 16. But again, some of those may not be indexed, so it may not matter. These are actually not as important as these first few. The DA, the PA, the citation flow, trust flow, and total number of backlinks. So let's do that for a couple of them, right? Let's do that for they've got, oops, I'm in the wrong tab. 12, 19, 20, 0. Total number of backlinks is 8. Let's do it for Porterfield. We're going to go with a 10, a 24, a 29, a 0, and a 7. You get the point. So if I were, let's go one more. $16, 23, 0, 0, and 4. Now check this out. What I've basically just done is said, now I know that the highest that's in there is a 37. That's artificially skewed by this one right here. But the average is a 19, and it's artificially skewed high because of that 37. Realistically, out of those, if I had a 15 and was really well optimized, I'd be in extremely good shape. The same is true over here. So you've got, if I had a page authority of somewhere in the mid-20s, but better optimized content, first off, that would probably push my page authority up, but that's going to help a good bit. And so that gives me metrics that I need to shoot for in order to know how well I need to rank. Citation flow, trust flow, you get the point, and the total number of backlinks. So that 38 is artificially skewed high, especially when we look at the active do follows. I think they only had like 4 or something like that. So it tells us that realistically, if I had 8 decent backlinks to my page, I'd probably be in really good shape as long as it was extremely well optimized. So what I might do there is I might say, let's shoot for 15 backlinks, and the rest should fall into place. Your domain authority, your page authority, you're going to need to build that over time. And so if I was just trying to rank as soon as possible for that service, then my service page that we're talking about here, that service page, I would use also asked and Surfer, and I would optimize for those keywords really well, optimizing against these competitors, and I would try to push about 15 backlinks to it. If I did all that, I stand a really good chance of breaking into that top 10. I hope that helps you guys. That's a recap on how you do both the keyword and the competition research as far as number of backlinks you're going to need, where you can go get them. You can get them right out of Link Miner and get a really good feel for where you can start getting some of those directory backlinks. You can push them from other places like your Web 2.0s and stuff like that. But if you're looking for the same backlinks that your competition has, it's a great place to start, especially the ones with a higher link strength. So I hope that helps you out a lot. That's a way that I start out with my local SEO keyword and competition research. It lets me identify keywords that I'm going to be able to rank well for, not only rank effectively, but hopefully rank quickly. And it also helps me identify the places, the strength of my competition, as well as what's giving them that strength. A lot of times it's their backlink profile. So hope that helps you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.